rise of fake gurus. Now, this is a topic that I've been wanting to touch on recently, and I actually have a video made about. I wouldn't say I fell victim to a guru, but I did pay a guru money for stuff, to teach me stuff. Now, it wasn't all bad, but definitely these guys were gurus. These guys didn't even do the thing that they were teaching, they just consulted on it. But all in all, right, you think back to just everyone and everything, right? The biggest names out there, if you're chronically online like I am, you know, TJR. You think he makes his money from trading? And I know so many people have said this, but it's true, right? He makes all his money off of courses. $1 million a month is that trading boot camp, whatever he has. Brez, look at Brez, right? Same thing. He doesn't, I don't even know what he does. Freelance brand scaling. Brez makes his money from courses. There are average Joes who know how to market stuff, albeit if there is some tinge of honesty to it, and sell it for a fortune. Well, not a fortune, but sell it for a premium and make money online. Now, I'm going to give an example of myself and what I've gone through in the last 6 months. So, I've been wanting to make money online, and with the rise of AI and people saying how they're selling AI to local businesses, I'm like, how is this possible, right? I had some sort of idea how this worked, but I was doing my research, right? I ended up getting this program from Tai Lopez. So he's not, well, he is a guru, but to a really high extent. So he does give a lot of value. He's a very well-known person, right? He can afford to give a lot of value, and there was a pretty good amount of value. I only spent $300 on it, and I think I got my $300 worth easy. So I spent my money on that, and I was trying to do extra research, right, to get where I wanted to be. And I ended up stumbling on this so-called guru's video. Now, I'm not going to name drop. I may in the future. I don't know. These guys have kind of done me dirty recently. I'm not going to lie, they did give some good value, but as of recently, done me dirty. But anyways, fell victim to this guru, right? It was just a pre-call video that he posted. Like, it was just urgency, it was stats, it was everything blown out of proportion. He said that his company was featured on Fox News. I should have totally clued in that was a lie. What he did, and you know, technically this is true, but pretty unethical. There's a thing called like brand push or journal push, whatever, and it gives you like a section in a whole bunch of big news outlets, and like something so tiny that nobody would ever even know, right? But once you do that, you can say, you know, I've been on Fox News, or you can just blatantly lie about it. But so, you know, I don't know if these guys felt like they were righteous in their own right doing that, but whatever. So combined with me thinking AI is going to be the future, me wanting to make money, me knowing I can lock in, and this guy being on Fox News, quote unquote, Fox News, I ended up spending $5,000 on it. Now, that $5,000 for me was like 3 months of extra income at my job. So 3 months of working in not a split, well, pretty much a split decision on a promise that I would make X money selling AI to local businesses. Now, their closer, and again, I don't know why I haven't clued in on this. I just haven't been caught up on the reality yet, but I think I'm getting closer and closer to that extent every single day. He said I'd be making $100K a month within 6 months. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter what you do. If you don't have previous experience, there's no way in hell you can make that. It doesn't matter if you work 24/7 and you have the best guidance in the world, you cannot be making that. You know, maybe prove me wrong, but for 99.99999% of people, that cannot happen. And so anyways, these guys, they post all of their money that they make from their AI agency online, and really it's all from their course. They've made it's probably close to $2 million with this, all from courses, right? All from consulting, all from anything. They have never ran an AI agency in their life. Now, they don't tell you this, right? The only reason that I knew is because there were a whole bunch of members in the group who figured this out, right? And a lot of them were kicked out, actually, which is kind of shady, kind of sketchy. But a lot of them were kicked out. And so, yeah, these people who I spent $5,000 on are teaching me something that they have never actually done. Now, this is a disease on society. Now, I'm not here to be all cynical, and I'm not here to give my 2 cents, because at the end of the day, who am I, right? I'm just a kid who got roped into a guru scam. But anyways, stuff like this, right? The rise of this, the rise of online money. Think of crypto, right? There's people, and I'm not saying, again, crypto's, nothing's easy to make money. The idea of making money, nothing is easy to it, right? That's the sacred resource. Do you really think that the one thing that's the most important thing in this world, where there's 7 billion people, 8 billion people simultaneously competing for it, that it's going to be easy? It's not. And something that needs to be on top of mind for people's heads, but unfortunately, right, with social media, with the constructs of social media, this stuff is able to flourish. And, if people are good at it, like I said before, if people can market this right, it can look true. It can look true. And so, I guess, again, I'm just trying to talk. I'm just trying to document every single day. I'm just talking about whatever is on my mind. As I do this, I'll find my voice. But stuff like this, right? This is a disease. This is a plague on our impressionable people, our ambitious people, which is becoming fewer and fewer as the days go by. And it's really too bad to see. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you're probably not going to want to hear. But, 90% of people out there who claim to have made money online, 90% of people out there who claim that they can help you make money online, they make all their money from courses. There are 10% people that are good, but 90% of people out there, and even, the example of the person I did my AI agency from, they didn't even do it. It wasn't like they tried it, made, 2-3 sales and pivoted to info. They haven't even done it, right? And that's like the worst of the worst situation that you can be within that. And so, that's something you gotta look for, you yourself. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, I hope that you have ambitions to become more than, the average. I hope that you have ambitions. This online money stuff, this is real, right? There's many ways to do it, and it is real. I hope that you have the ambition to channel this. I hope that you have the ambition to chase this. But if you're doing this, I will tell you, it is way easier to have guidance. Now, there is a dichotomy, right? If you have no money but all the free time in the world, you can do that, right? You can afford to spend your time gaining your own experience, doing all of that from the above. Now, if you're working a job like I am, I make videos, I work like 60-hour weeks sometimes. I'm making pretty decent money. So I'm allocating my money for time in the most efficient way possible, and I do believe that is through guidance. Now, it's so hard to find correct guidance because there's so many people shooting stuff in your face that are either blatant lies or are, exaggerated out of proportion. And these people will lie to your face. These people will completely lie to your face. I'll give you another thing. Money back guarantees, most of the time they're not real, right? If it's a conditional guarantee, what that means is like, we'll give you your money back if you do these things. The things that they make you do, it makes them easy in the moment, but unfortunately, it is extremely hard to do. And they will nick you at every instance you can get. I'll give you an example. So the one I did, they said you had to give updates on your daily accountability every single day. Now, I knew someone who didn't post every single day, but would post like every 3 days for like a 3-day recap, right? So if it was September 1st to 3rd, they maybe wouldn't post on the 1st and 2nd, but on the 3rd, they would post their 3-day thing. And those people refused to give a money-back guarantee just solely on that, because they said, if you don't get your money back in 3 months, we'll give you your money back plus $1,000, right? That's That's a powerful guarantee. Alex Ramosi talks about that. But yeah, I'm telling you, it doesn't happen, unfortunately. And the people who say, money back guarantee, or, if you don't like it, there's a lot of the medium to lower level people who are selling this stuff who won't even do this, right? This area and this idea of info, this idea of selling courses, it's scummy and it's scammy. Now, itself, in and of itself, is not, right? If you find the correct person, it's good. But it's so hard to find the correct people, as 9 out of 10 people are just pure scammers. Not pure scammers, but they don't say what they truly are, right? They blow stuff out of proportion and do all of that stuff. So I guess the thing I want to say before I leave this is, if you're ambitious, if you're looking to make money with a skill online, there are many, many skills out there. My recommendation, Peter Drucker, Managing Oneself, very good book for finding out what you want to do. If it is finding what best suits you. He says, you can only build upon strength. Let's say you yourself, you're good with people. You have natural charismatic social skills. I think closing might be something for you. Let's say you're very artistic. You're good with video editing. Go content. But, that's a topic for another day. But there is money to be made. You just have to know how to do it, and you have to, execute relentlessly every single day. And that will come. If you don't have the time to do it, there's so much free information on YouTube. Everything I learned from my course, I'd say 80% of the stuff I could have learned on YouTube. 20% was pretty specialized knowledge that my 2 mentors, quote unquote mentors, did give me, which was very valuable, right? And again, I'm not saying that it's a full write-off. I'm making a video on everything about this AI agency that I went through. It's not a full write-off, but it's not what they say it is. So hold that dear to your heart. If you're finding someone, actually scout it, right? Don't get on a sales call. Don't let those closers sell you on the dream. Don't let them sell you on a flashy guarantee that as soon as you sign the contract, it means something else. Study these people. See if they're actually doing what they say. Ask for proof. There's no harm in asking for proof. If these people can't give you good proof, good solid proof, ask again. And if they can't, drop them like a hot potato. They are not going to give you the value that they promise they can give you. And furthermore, they're not going to give you the value of someone who actually did it. So that's my 2 cents for the day. As I've said before, if you guys are new to my channel, I'm trying to document every single day for I don't know how long, until I find my voice, until I start to get noticed, until I gain traction, trying to build a personal brand. I believe that is a path to wealth and success in this day and age, trying to build an AI agency. But with all that being said, thank you for watching, or if you're listening on Spotify, thank you for listening to the podcast. I hope to see you in the next video. I hope to see you in the next episode. With all that being said, thank you for watching. Drop a subscribe or a follow. Follow me on Instagram, where I post daily updates on everything I do. And with all that being said, most importantly, stay wise.